name is Cara To. I'm from Belgium, and I want to share with you guys tonight about how my curiosity to things I have no clue about has driven me through everything till being here in Hong Kong. So when I was a kid, I think I always knew I wanted to be an artist, like create stuff with my hands. So of course, when I turned like 18, I studied biochemistry, biotechnology, just because that was something I had no clue about at all. But it just sounds really cool to grow mice on ears or ears on mice, and say, hey, I'm a scientist. And after that, I studied something totally different. I studied game design because. I was very much against the upcoming of digital art and 3D. So I was thinking, hey, like, what better way to get to know the enemy than totally embracing it and just like totally do it. So even though like I learned like a lot of techniques about how that all works, but still I want to like keep on using it in a very traditional way or just like the thought behind it to keep it as original as possible. Like this is like an example of a next-gen character that I created for we just had to like come up with a character, and I just thought, hey, what is the gayest thing that I could think of at that moment? So I created this like gay barber with like a bare penis and ass, just to like shock my slightly homophobic game design school. And and after that I actually moved to Amsterdam. And I worked in a post-production house called Post-Panic. This is actually a matte painting I created of the people who worked there. It's like, you just take bits of photos and 2D and you just paint everything in so it blends together. And besides like learning everything, like not everything, but a lot about how commercials are made and short movies, the best thing about that was that I was able to stay in Amsterdam and meet like the most amazing people, and I felt like it was the first time in my life I didn't have to like fight against everyone. Everyone was just like with me because they were very like-minded, and it had driven me like way further. And I really felt like I had totally opened as a person, and I did like a lot of like side project with my friends. And I think the coolest project I've done as a side project was a project I did with Lucy McRae. For like she was also like this kind of person I always imagined to work with in the far future when I was still studying, and then somehow I came to Amsterdam and we just randomly became friends, and we did this project for ASAP, where I was kind of the model, and like they just tied me up on ropes and landed me in this glass coffin filled with tea, and this is like a bubble vacuum thing. And I think the thing about this project was I made this connection in my head that actually like everything you just want, you just have to go for it and it will just happen in some way. And that's when I just like started to do everything I always wanted when I was a kid, because I thought, hey, of course I can do it. If I can work with Lucy, then... So that's when I started longboarding and doing street art as well. And I think the thing with longboarding is that it totally ties to this idea that I just, understand. You just like, when you want to learn a trick, you just have like go for it, have no doubts at all. Like you'll fall, you get scarred, but at the end, you'll get it. And with the street art, I really want to like change the environment like a little bit, and maybe if I change the daily routine of someone, they might like take that into their personal life and do something that they won't expect, or they just do something totally different. And so after working at that post-production house, Post-Panic, I decided to take a new route, like agencies, Wyden Kennedy. That's also something I didn't know anything about, and what better way to learn how agency works than the agency that does everything for Nike and Coke. So I was in this project called the Kennedys, where they hired like 5 other people, like these are the 5 other people, from totally different disciplines, to like come and work together and live together for like 7 months in a house. And we were like a tiny company inside the company, and I think like we did like all like really amazing things. And I think the coolest thing is this. We had to create like a Christmas card for a company. And we thought of the idea to create like a huge ass Santa Claus. It was 4.5 meters high, with like a barking bronco, like a mechanical bull as a lab. So I had to ride it. And the person that stays long is on, like, wins. So, and then I moved to Hong Kong. This is actually like a stop motion project I'm working on here, where I take pictures of bananas everywhere. Well, the reason why I moved here is because I want to discover my roots, but as well as I want to discover my, what I am capable of on my own, because I wanted to like isolate myself from my environment. I was so used to, my friends, my work, and I always kept on working on my own work, but it was like in very spare time, and I now really want to take like the time to like learn like everything I've learned, from 3D to all the rest, and like put them all together and see what else I can create. Because I think like when I get my mind straight and find my own style or find my own vision, that when I whatever other job will come next, I will do a way better job because I know who I am, and well, hopefully I'll succeed. Okay, thanks.